All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's latest tech and AI developments and news. We are excited to get started. Cyrus is going to pop in probably a couple more minutes, and we are excited to be here and get started. As you guys can see, these are the latest wearable technology Nova X glasses, you guys. This is exclusive wearable technology, and I'll be taking the entire meeting with these glasses. So essentially, the glasses are, imagine a 120-inch high-def screen so that you're not going to have to, have tech neck and constantly looking down. This is the future. So we know Halloween is coming up, so this is kind of the vibe for this week's intro. So feel free to tap in, you guys. Where are you guys tuning in from? We're gonna wait for some more people to come in, but definitely let us know where you're tuning in from, guys. Go ahead, tap into the chat, let us know. And we got this vibe today. Okay, we're super excited about the future. We're ready for it. Okay, you guys, let's see where you're tapping in from. All right, Atlanta, welcome, Atlanta. All right. Okay, Nessa, welcome in. We have some super exciting developments in tech that we're going to be discussing. And all right, okay, Indianapolis, welcome, you guys. Okay, keep it coming, you guys. We want to hear where you guys are coming in from. All right, from the UK, welcome. That's amazing. Okay, from all over the world. Okay, that's super cool, you guys. And okay, we keep it coming in. Welcome, Woo TV. Welcome. We love to see you every week. Okay. All right. So TK says I'm here because of the thumbnail. Perfect, you guys, because we have some really exciting discussions. And so for the people who may have tuned in a bit later, this is the latest wearable technology, you guys. This is Nova X glasses that are revolutionizing smart technology. Okay. So okay, welcome, Latoya from Cincinnati. We'll be taking this entire meeting with these smart glasses. So this is the future. Welcome to the future, you guys. All right, so we have people tuning in from all over the world, all over the different states of the United States of America. So we're excited to be here, and the latest technology that we're going to be dropping is going to be absolutely insane, you guys. As you know, everything is changing so rapidly, and so you guys are here and you guys are ready to learn and get the latest. So thank you, WooTV. Thank you. I know that Halloween is coming up, so I was just like, you know what? Let's just go all out. This is my Ash AI robot outfit. And so I hope that you guys are vibing with it. Okay, Anthony said I'm almost 99% sure this woman is an AI. You know what? One of these days, that could definitely be a thing. But this is really an exclusive stream, you guys, because you guys are getting a first look at Nova X smart glasses. So you already know about Meta's Orion glasses. You've already seen probably the Apple Vision glasses that are actually discontinued now. And so as a wearable technology startup, we are having a goal to be at the forefront. And so this is our prototype. So this is the first look, you guys. You guys get the first look. Queen says, can I ask a question about tech? Yes, please. Yes, please. Let's start the intro, you guys. Go ahead, ask any questions that you have. Happy to just start off with answering your inquiries. So go for it, Queen. Would love to hear from you. And absolutely, you guys. So welcome in. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Saturday. We're going to keep it short so you guys can get on with your beautiful weekend. But we are going to just kind of start off with introductions. I know that some of you guys are kind of repeats here every week, so glad to see you here. As you guys already know, my name is Ash. I'm an AI solutions specialist and a startup founder of two AI-driven startups. Number one being Better Boost, a wearable technology startup, and Ashura AI being the second, which is a AI automations agency. So super excited that you guys are here, and also super excited to answer any questions that you have. So this entire meeting, this entire stream, we'll be taking it on these smart glasses. Okay, the intention and goal of these glasses is to revolutionize the way that you wear your technology day to day. So not only is it super stylish and streamlined, but imagine being able to work on the go, to be able to game on the go and get entertainment on the go. So right now, for example, so you guys can kind of get an idea of what I'm seeing. It's 120-inch high def screen that I'm looking at. So I'm not having to constantly, look down. For those of us who are in tech, you guys already know about tech neck. So this is a solution for tech neck, and it's a solution for almost everyone to be able to have that freedom that we're all desiring for just wearable technology that can be easily integrated into your day to day. So absolutely. Queen, go ahead. I'm looking out for your question. If you guys have any other questions throughout the stream, happy to answer. And Cyrus will be in a few minutes, you guys. So if you're waiting on Cyrus, he is coming. Do not worry. Okay, so without further ado, you guys, if there are no initial questions, let's go ahead and get into the presentation. If you want to drop something in the chat, happy to answer. Okay, Anthony, let's get into it. Thank you so much for your comment here. So it says, what do you think about the potential implications of AI, specifically LLMs? I think companies will be facing severe lawsuits in the future due to their employees using AI to help with their tasks. Once their data is uploaded to that LLM, the data owner changes from that organization. I believe this will be a problem. Anthony, genius, because you're right on the ball with that. I mean, you're absolutely right. When it comes down to licensing information and ownership of the data, this is definitely going to be a major implication for the future. And so how companies really go about really having that ownership over their data is something that is going to need to be discussed. So when we're speaking of LLMs, also known as large language models, we're looking at essentially massive amounts of aggregate data sets that are put into the system, analyzed, and are going to be having outputs, for example, that are created for different chatbot systems. And so the future of LLMs or NLPs, natural language processing, is really going to be essential for licensing or copywriting because, of course, companies do want to have ownership over their data. However, we've already seen how with different, the creation of art, for example, or the creation of different cinematics, then we see how the line between ownership and, copyright issues kind of blurs. So that's a great point, Anthony. And I guess the only way that we'll be able to see where that goes, only the future will tell. So great point. And thank you so much for adding your comment. And so all right. We have New Jersey in the chat. Welcome, New Jersey. Welcome. All right. And we also have a question. Great question here. So it has, what are some good AI startup company ideas? Okay. There are limitless startup company ideas that are out there, you guys. And so if you are interested in starting your own organization, starting and getting into AI, then I will say just start by following your passions first and foremost. So start off by doing the research. See exactly what sector of AI. There's so many. We have data analytics, we have machine learning, we have robotics, we have LLMs, NLPs, limitless options. So start by doing your research. See exactly what really excites you most and then go from there. And the second phase, I will say, is also let's start off by really solving a problem. Okay, there's so many problems out there in the world, and they're problems that technology can solve. Advanced technology is the future. So if there's something that is a problem in your own personal life, I say that most startup founders begin where there are pain points in their personal lives and they kind of build off of those. So most definitely a great question. There's so many, I couldn't even begin to discuss of all of the potential startup ideas, but I will say first and foremost, start off with your passion. And then second, get into solving a problem. And so you've got it. If you need any help, definitely look towards the LLMs that already exist. For example, obviously we have, Chat GPT, etc. So just start off by conducting some research, seeing what's out there. And all right, we have a great comment here. It said, do I need a degree to get into machine learning? Yes, I will say that obviously the baseline of education is going to be essential. So there are so many ways that you are able to accelerate your path. So We always say, for example, that it's an accelerated future, everything is changing, and the solution to that is accelerated learning. So instead of you spending, 4+ years trying to get a machine learning degree, definitely look into a boot camp. So thank you, Trep, for that question and comment. Great place to start here, because boot camps are going to be the solution. And so most definitely look into that. So you guys, keep the questions coming. Definitely love this engagement thus far this morning. And so let's kind of get into our presentation. So we're going to start off with some really exciting news, you guys. And you probably have heard how NVIDIA has surpassed Apple as the most valuable company in the world. And so NVIDIA is doing some amazing things, and we're going to get into exactly how they're changing the game. So let's start off with our introduction, you guys. So as you guys can see here, we're starting off with NVIDIA. You guys, I think we're going to surprise Cyrus with this costume, because I just, Woo TV says Cyrus coming in with his costume too. So I think we're going to surprise Cyrus because he doesn't know yet. And so we're all going to be able to see his reaction in real time. So I'm excited for him to pop in. He'll be in here in a few minutes. So definitely stay tuned. Cyrus is coming, you guys. The king is on his way. So we all have some really great points to discuss. And so I'm going to start off with our introduction and summary. So first and foremost, okay, we're going to see how NVIDIA is bringing advanced AI infrastructure all over the world, specifically to India, okay, major tech hub. Also, we're going to discuss Apple's $1 million AI security challenge. So if you can hack into Apple systems, guess what? You might be in your bag with $1 million. And so Meta also is launching a Llama 3.2 for mobile performance. So we can look forward to having advanced AI systems integrated into our phones that we use day to day, you guys. It's going to be insane. Also, Midjourney's new image editing and restructuring tools. We're going to get into how you as creators and business owners will be empowered. So we're going to get into, last but not least, also how the White House is finally getting into AI national security directives. So we can be confident in security for the future. So Eric says, I'm trying to get Black and brown people into tech. Absolutely, you guys, this is major. So there's no limitations to anybody who can get into tech, not even by age. And so if you have, kids, if you have, nieces, nephews, most definitely look into how even they can start getting into tech. I know that most kids are probably, iPad babies, but, there's so much that they can learn. And so, for example, I know of a virtual AR, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence reality courses that are available for kids. So like the starting age, I believe it's around like 9 and up, but essentially they're able to learn how to code and build their own virtual realities. And so super cool. And I think that it's very valuable for, again, children and people of any age or color or background. So for anyone who's interested in getting to tech, I say that now is the best time. So run, do not walk to get into tech, you guys. You guys already know the importance of that. And everybody who is here, you guys are getting the first look into the major changes of our reality. So you're going to be at the forefront, okay? And so Jay, welcome, Jay. He says, I just tuned in and this woman seems like an AI android. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was the goal, you guys. And I'm hoping to get you guys in the Halloween spirit, okay? I figured it might be the best time to dress up because, next week, Saturday, it's going to be past Halloween. So welcome in, everyone. Thank you so much for your comments. Woo TV says, that's super dope. I need that link. Okay, I will send that link over to you guys. If you are already connected with me on LinkedIn or Instagram, feel free to shoot me a message. Again, if you have kids, if you have nieces and nephews, happy to get you connected with the educational program that's going to bring them to have the essential skills and knowledge. So it's going to be full circle. We can all work together to build a better world and a better future, okay? And so Clay says, tips on AI or tech recruitment. Okay, so AI and tech recruitment is going to be huge, obviously. And so definitely specify exactly what element of AI or tech recruitment. So, like if we're looking at tips for getting into tech and AI, I can help you with that. Or if we're looking from a recruiter standpoint and what recruiters are looking for, happy to get into that as well. But let me know specifically what we're looking at, and I'm happy to provide you with a solution. All right, so we have another question here. Great question. So, do you think someone can become proficient in AI by taking online courses and utilizing AI? Quentin, amazing question. And the answer is short answer yes. Yes, and yes. And here's why, because most of the time with artificial intelligence, it's going to be hands on learning. Okay. And so, you're going to need that real world application. But again, I always say that it starts off with the core of passion. So with AI, you can truly do what you love. And so if you kind of pick a sector within AI, again, we have many, whether it's data analytics, machine learning, robotics, et cetera, you have many, many options. So if you're interested in starting by an online course, then that's an excellent, excellent baseline to build off of. So most organizations are going to be looking towards, of course, solidified boot camps, but of course, you're going to need to start off with the baseline of experience. So when you're getting into, of course, taking online courses and leveraging AI, I would recommend to start off with Python. Okay. Python, as you guys already know, is one of the major programming languages. And so it is the most complex and it is the most applied across all of these disciplines: machine learning, data analytics, etc. But the best thing about it is it's also going to be able to empower you to build your own personal system. So you as a business owner, you as a creator will be able to build your own platforms, build your own business from the ground up by having these general skills. So when you're learning these skills about AI, thank you, Quentin. I appreciate you. But when you're learning these skills, definitely continue to take notes on how you can apply it because it's going to be huge. And I want to say that we're giving everyone power to be able to really take control of their realities and to build, again, this better world. Okay. So without further ado, everyone, excellent questions, excellent engagement, and thank you so much. So let's get into the latest news here. So NVIDIA and Reliance are partnering to advance AI infrastructure in India. We're going to start off with this. As we already know, India is a huge tech hub. And so this is exactly where we are getting into the next frontier of this reality that's massive for AI. And so I want to start off with exactly what Reliance does as a company, as a business, because even myself, I'm like, okay, what is Reliance? So first and foremost, Reliance specializes in providing API-driven and customized coverage on demand to meet the specific requirements of any business, okay? So we want to focus on APIs, that's application programming interfaces, okay? You guys who are familiar with ChatGPT, for example, an OpenAI system, that's the bread of their business is application programming interfaces beyond, of course, the LLM system and chatbot system. So we're going to get into exactly how this is going to be applied for all of you guys who are creators and business owners, because you're going to need to know this. And so we're getting into knowing that NVIDIA has surpassed Apple as the most valuable company in the world. Okay. And so that's absolutely insane. And so we're looking at not only Reliance being a partner, but we're also getting into Cognizant. Cognizant is an entirely other organization that they're going to be partnering with as well. And so what you can look forward to is reduced cost efficiency and more productivity. So as you guys can see here, this headline, Cognizant and NVIDIA join forces to boost cloud cost efficiency. And we're going to get into that a little bit as well. So you guys can be familiar with exactly what these companies do. Cognizant, for example, is an American multinational information IT services company that specializes in consulting. Okay, so what you guys can look forward to as business owners is the price point for all AI applications to be lower than ever. Okay, actually, AI itself is a depreciating asset. So you guys are going to be looking forward to being able to maximize almost every aspect of your business and creative pursuits while not having to, break the bank. And so what this does is empower all creators and business owners because you are able to really compete with these large organizations. And so let's get into it. Our official insight is that, of course, you guys have already seen NVIDIA. We've seen that they're teaming up with Reliance Industries to create a massive AI infrastructure in India. This is going to address high demand for AI capabilities in sectors, okay? Listen up, like healthcare, finance, and education, which is huge. This partnership is expected to accelerate AI development and support economic growth. Okay, and this is supporting economic growth for the country of India, which we already know is huge. Now, I will also take a note in this of saying that there are certain demographics that we should take note of. For example, in Africa, where their demographic is the youngest and most populated. And so when we're looking at the future of the most populated continent, Africa is going to be it, okay? And so we can look forward, and India's right behind them, okay? So these countries that are huge, they're going to really develop a future of really high impact students, high impact businesses that are going to be able to build their economies. And so NVIDIA is taking the first step by investing in India, okay? And they're expanding their baseline. So as a business owner, what you can look forward to is that the infrastructure is going to help you to support your startup and established businesses by scaling their AI applications, providing cost-effective and high-performing computing resources, okay? So as a business owner, you guys have a few questions that you can ask yourself here. So start off with, how could access to more advanced AI infrastructures really benefit your business? Start to think about that. Also, what specific AI applications would you consider adopting if costs were reduced? Okay, so much opportunity on the table to be seized here, you guys. All right, and Orion, thank you so much for your comment here. Very insightful. He says, how will the AI companies deal with data protection laws in regards to data ownership? What the data is being used and in line with compliance laws like GDPD, etc. Okay, so essentially to answer the question, how are AI companies going to deal with data protection? How can they ensure that they have ownership? We're going to cover as the last subject how the United States is taking steps on how we're going to be able to benefit by having security and ownership as business owners, as creators, when it comes to AI. And they're taking those steps for security now. And I will also say, we can rely on a government surface space level to protect us, but it's also going to take actions as individuals. And so as an individual, if you're an AI company and you're building an AI company, how can you secure your ownership? So we want to start off, of course, by IP, intellectual property. And so how is intellectual property applied to artificial intelligence? It is in many different ways. So we can have, of course, different copyrights. We can have licenses. Of course, when we're speaking on like different names, like the baseline is going to be, basic trademarks, etc. But we want to focus on when it comes to AI and specific technologies, you're going to want to copyright, you're going to want to license almost everything that you possibly can so that you can remain in control and so you can be an owner. And so Eric says, India will be the AI capital, bad for the US. Okay. I love that because you know what, Eric, you're really speaking facts here. And India will definitely become the AI capital. But you know what? It has a lot of competition. So there's a lot of Asian countries out there that are really dominating. For example, in China, Japan, we see how their robotics companies are really taking control. And it's absolutely insane, the technological advancements that they're able to achieve. So we're really on a competitive stage here. And thank you, Eric, because that comment was perfect because we see how we're all competing now on the grand stage, where the US is trying to compete with AI, and we're also competing now with India and Asia. What I say is that if we're going to be building a better world, it's going to take, instead of the competition, it's going to take collaboration. So these companies are also looking forward to really working with other organizations, other companies, other countries. And so I believe that it's a positive. And so I'm interested to see what you guys think. Do you think it's going to be, an issue for the US, or do you think that there's possibility for it to be a positive outcome? Definitely let me know. And great point, Eric. Thank you so much. So Cyrus should be coming up very, very soon, you guys, not to worry, but we're going to continue on in the presentation. So as you guys can see here, Apple's $1 million AI security challenge is live. So if you're a hacker, you're looking to get in your bag for $1 million, here's how you can do it. So, okay, essentially they're saying, hack our AI servers if you dare. And so what this is going to do is really push the boundaries of AI security by, offering up a cool $1 million to anyone who can breach its AI servers. And so they're really known, of course, for processing intricate AI tasks for devices like iPhones and MacBooks, computers, of course. And so this bounty is not only going to underscore Apple's decision to privacy and security, but it also invites minds and security research to scrutinize its latest private cloud initiative. So some people, as you guys can see, are kind of hating on the initiative, and they're saying that's going to undermine Apple. But there are others who say that it's a positive. And when they're saying, hack our servers if you dare, and because they really want to focus more so on security. So Orion Peter says, thank you, Orion Peter, for being here. I appreciate your comment. Eric says, this is why we have to wake up and have to be a part of this tech. Have to be 30 to 35% of these 97 million jobs coming. Eric, I mean, you are really hitting it on the nail. Thank you so much, because you're dropping these numbers and it's absolute facts. I mean, we all have to be into tech. If you're not in tech now, you need to get into tech, period. And like I said, there's so many options for you guys, though. There's so much opportunity on the table. So not only do you have to get into tech for like on the career side, but you could also get into tech as a creator, as a business owner, okay? So together, we can build a better world, okay? We're kind of at a precipice of a utopia and dystopia, as you guys can all see. But however, it's all going to take our minds to come together, okay? We have to collaborate instead of combating. All right. So in conclusion, you guys, as you can see, okay, we've seen the kind of negative side point of it where they're like scrutinizing Apple for doing this. But however, it is a benefit in how there's going to be a significant, financial reward for somebody who can emphasize the critical importance of safeguarding user data and also ensuring the reliance of their AI systems. So they're saying, we dare you to hack us. And so, hey, if you can hack them, then you might be in your bag with $1 million. However, by really having and permitting this external research to access the source code and be able to use and leverage virtual research environments, Apple's also promoting independent verification of its security measures, okay? So this is reaffirming the decision to transparency and user privacy, okay? So we have the pros, we have the cons, we have the haters, and we have the lovers of this. But nonetheless, it has to be out there because privacy and security are paramount, as we all know. And so just in summary, you guys, as you guys have already heard, okay, this is a huge bounty and challenge. They're inviting almost anyone to really try and test the security of their AI infrastructure. And so this is an initiative that's really a proactive approach that's going to help identify vulnerabilities before they can be exploited, okay? And so obviously, like, if anyone can hack into Apple systems, like, why would anybody trust them? So as a business owner, okay, what benefits you're going to be able to look forward to is emphasizing security, okay? So we can look forward to that. And so Apple's really taking the stage, and they're setting the standard for tech companies that can really follow and ultimately make AI tools for solutions for their business applications. So this could really help inspire businesses to invest in more secure AI tools, knowing that strong cybersecurity is promised. Okay, promised, guaranteed is a strong word, but however, they are taking those steps. And so start to ask yourself, okay, how important is cybersecurity for your AI applications? And the answer to that should be 100% important, very important, okay, essential. And also, would a higher focus on security make you more inclined to adapt or adopt AI in customer-facing products? So, for example, as business owners, when you're starting to look into customer safety, customer protection, and security, you want to be able to guarantee that to your customer and client base as well. So we have some more comments here. Let's touch on that. Mr. Urban World says, I'm watching you on my headset. Hey. Okay. And it says, was just randomly recommended this page by YouTube algorithm. Welcome. Honestly, a pleasure to have you guys here, and everyone's here. is going to be a part of the future in building a better world. So you know what? We're in the clear. We're all fam. So okay, so let's get into Meta. And Meta has actually launched, of course, different quantized models for mobile performance. And this is kind of, getting on the data side of things, but it does need to be discussed because the future is going to be literally you having advanced AI applications at your hands. So like for our phones, you know what I'm saying? We can have advanced AI systems on our phones, which is insane. Okay. And so, as you guys can see, the major benefits of this is really going to be increasing speed and reducing memory footprint. Okay. So, let's get into it. Okay, so a few takeaways of this is really going to be we're really running. Most of us, obviously have mobile phones. And so we're uniquely positioned to provide quantized models because of access to competing resources or to compute resources. Okay. And as we know, compute is power these days. It started off with knowledge as power, then data as power, and now compute is power. And so when it comes to these resources, we're looking at training data, full evaluations, and also safety. And so to kind of summarize this, really looking at up to 2 to 4x increase of speed. Okay. And so we don't have to worry about the future being laggy. We're looking at systems and solutions that can now keep up, which is really exciting. And so, of course, they're looking at quantized models to close collaboration with their industry leading partners. And they're also making them available on, for example, Qualcomm and MediaTek. These are different companies that are also leveraging and using CPUs and massive amounts of compute. So in summary, okay, we're looking at optimization for mobile devices, allowing complex AI functions to operate on smartphones with greater efficiency, of course. And also this advancement is aimed at bringing AI directly to mobile apps without heavy reliance on cloud services, okay? So what does this do? This brings the power to the people by having independent flexibility, okay? So as a business owner, you're going to be able to develop mobile applications that can integrate powerful AI capacities without straining network resources. And so essentially, this is going to help you enhance your user experience and also enable real-time functionalities, for example, such as language processing and personalization. So Cyrus is here. Welcome, Cyrus. And he'll be tapping in soon. And thank you, Cyrus.
Those are fire.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. Hey, I want to let y'all know I just went ahead and placed my order for my Nova AI glasses, so I'm really excited. I'm really excited. Hey, honestly, in the near future, we might be doing these streams wearing our Nova AI goggles.
Facts. Gotta do it. Yeah, we were waiting on you, Cyrus. So excited that you're here. I know we have some really exciting news to bring up, and we were looking forward to your reaction on like this whole get up.
That is fire. Let me look at some of the comments, see what people are talking about.
Yeah, great conversations, great questions, and great engagement.
Yo, what do y'all think about the frames? Those are cool. I love it so much. Nova AI frames are. Oh, that was me that said that. We'll just check it out now. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Urban World? Happy to have you. Happy to have you. All right, you can do those without a college degree. What are you talking about exactly? All right, good stuff. So I know you're talking, Ash, so I don't want to immediately take over. Of course, I have some of the news and topics and things that we're going to go over, but I definitely want to allow you to continue breaking down what you were talking about.
Yeah, no, we've concluded. Please do take over.
Okay, super cool. All right, y'all, look, happy to be here, y'all. I'm in Colombia right now, not the state, but the country, because people always ask that. They're like, okay, you're in Colombia. It's like the country. I'm actually leaving in a few hours to go to DR. So I was dealing with a little bit of issue with my Airbnb where I basically had to pay for an extension and was trying to figure out how that works, was able to figure that out. But either way, really happy to be here with y'all. Didn't want to miss this week's Tech and AI Weekly News. See some familiar faces in the chat. Woo TV, what's going on? He said, no, she really put that shit on today. That's funny. The shades on Ash definitely looks like AI Android. Yeah, exactly. Ash, are you gonna wear those for Halloween? Or I know that you were deciding between either something with technology or you were deciding between Ashanti's character in that vampire movie.
Right.
Or not Aaliyah's character in that vampire movie.
Yeah, Akasha. I have a few exciting costumes. This is obviously the first. This is Ash AI, and then we have Akasha from Queen of the Damned. So yeah, we got some exciting, looks coming up.
Hola amigo, soy afroamericano. Estoy aprendiendo español. Mucho gusto, Cyrus. Hey, mucho gusto. Gracias. Hey, very happy to have you here. Very happy to have you here. Love it. I love it. You eating good over. Hey, look, I'm in protein cereal right now. I am starving. I went to the gym this morning, and when I tell you I worked out hard, so I don't have anything in the refrigerator. I was like, y'all need to eat something. But I got this protein cereal by Tosh. This episode is actually sponsored by Tosh, by the way. I'm joking, it's not, but I'm eating this protein cereal right now, so that way I can kind of replenish myself a little bit. But I'm gonna be eating good when I leave here, though. Yeah, someone said, and Ash is not skipping a beat and taking breaths either. Is she AI? Yo, I love it. I love it, y'all. So look, we got some dope stuff to talk about. Some really, really incredible piece of news to go over. That being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump straight into it. So I see some people, different people here in the chat from some different places: Atlanta and Annapolis, UK. I'm here because of the thumbnail. All right, good stuff, y'all. We about to go ahead and jump into the first piece of news today. Hitting the wrong button. So, of course, last week, for those of y'all who missed it and for those of y'all who were here, we were talking about, one of the topics we discussed was all the news that was happening with SpaceX, Elon Musk, and everything that was happening with them having that incredibly large rocket ship being able to go up, but most importantly, being able to be recaught. And so it was the size of a 3-story building. But a lot of people don't know that SpaceX has a very major competitor, and I'm not talking about NASA. SpaceX's largest competitor, arguably, technically their largest competitor is NASA, but their competitor that's doing new advancements, because as we know, one of the issues with NASA is that they were not making updates for many decades. It's very rare for there to be a company that's still getting government funding, but wasn't making updates for several decades. And Elon Musk saw that, and that's why he came in to disrupt the entire space traveling market or anything with rocket ships. He decided to disrupt the market where NASA was falling short on. That being said, around the same time that SpaceX started, there was another billionaire who also wanted to start a very similar company, literally around the exact same time. That billionaire is none other than Jeff Bezos. Arguably, Jeff Bezos is like on my top 5 billionaire list in terms of just the way he thinks, his genius. A lot of people look at Elon Musk like a genius, but people should not sleep on Jeff Bezos and his genius as well. Just a little backstory about Blue Origin and SpaceX, as well as Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. They don't like each other. They are each other's ops. The same way Meta and Apple do not like each other. Mark Zuckerberg, Tim Cook hate each other's guts. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, more so Elon Musk doesn't like Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos always plays it cool, but at the end of the day, they are each other's ops. Both of them have fought many times over government contracts. Most times, SpaceX has beat out Blue Origin. And whenever they beat Blue Origin, and y'all can look these tweets up, Elon Musk makes sure to throw some shade at Jeff Bezos constantly. And one of the comments he made about Blue Origin, which again, Blue Origin being Jeff Bezos's similar company to SpaceX, was Elon Musk made a tweet saying about, because the name is Blue Origin, and their rockets at first were looking like balls. They were looking more circular. Elon Musk made a comment saying, yeah, I don't think anybody should want to invest in a rocket ship company where their rockets remind you of blue balls. It's like just really petty, childish stuff. That really goes to show you that you don't have to be mature to be a billionaire, unfortunately. That being said, let's go ahead on this news. So Blue Origin, a new Blue Origin CEO, David Limp, is bringing urgency and decisiveness to Jeff Bezos' company. So again, Jeff Bezos is the founder of Blue Origin. But just like with Amazon, he's no longer the CEO. He has a new CEO. So going down, now this news, y'all gonna see why this news is important. So Dave Limp had only one question for Jeff Bezos when he interviewed last year to become the CEO of Blue Origin. Jeff, is Blue Origin a hobby or a business? Woo! Imagine you're in an interview. Look, I want us all to pause for a second. This dude was getting interviewed by Jeff Bezos for him to be the CEO. And his answer to Jeff, like him asking a question to the founder, to a billionaire, he asked him like, yo, is this company really a business, or is this just a hobby? Look, y'all, if there's anything I want y'all to take away from this, it's to have the audacity and the nerve. If this dude could be getting interviewed by a billionaire and his question to the billionaire is like, look, I'm considering being the CEO of your company and getting paid hundreds of millions, maybe billions of dollars. But before I do that, are you taking this serious, or is this just a hobby type of business for you? If anything, y'all, this should give us major confidence when it comes to these interviews. If this dude have this level of confidence to say that junk with his chest, we should have definitely some confidence in these interviews. We talk about these six-figure jobs. But anyway, let's continue on. After 14 years as a senior Amazon executive, Limp told CNBC he made it clear to Bezos that he wasn't interested in leading Blue Origin if the nearly 25-year-old venture wasn't intended to be a serious company. I don't know how to run a hobby, Limp said, adding that if it was a hobby, it's not right for me. But he said Bezos was adamant that Blue Origin needed to be a business. Now, I'm going to pause really quickly. Something I want to highlight, and I want everybody to pay attention to this. A lot of people want to start businesses, which is totally cool, totally great. But one of the things to not sleep on in the tech industry is what's called being an intrapreneur. So everyone talks about being an entrepreneur, but you cannot sleep on being an intrapreneur. Now, what is an intrapreneur? An intrapreneur is when you are an entrepreneur within a company that's already established. So, for example, we talk about Meta, for example, where Meta obviously is the parent company to Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Meta creating their Meta glasses, which are I believe, I'm hoping and believing going to be inferior to Nova AI. Meta creating that, they have a CEO, or they're creating a CEO over that department. That CEO is considered an intrapreneur, where they are an entrepreneurial person, where they're treating the company like it's theirs, even though it's not theirs. But guess what? They're still going to get paid hundreds of millions to billions of dollars a year is what that CEO is going to end up making over time. But understand, so the reason why I highlight this, one is to show you the opportunity that if you can get at some of these tech companies, and a lot of you that have this entrepreneurial passion, but you don't have the money, you don't have the means, you don't have the connections to actually build out your own billion-dollar company, from within the company you are at, most of these companies have small teams you never hear about. And they put like usually it starts off as like a product manager or a project manager who's over it. But as it builds and as it scales, eventually they treat it like its own company sometimes, depending on the size and the scale it becomes. And many times they'll have a CEO or someone with a different title that's still kind of playing the exact same role as a CEO. So that's one thing I want to highlight to y'all, to understand that the opportunities in this space. Anyway, let's get back on topic. So Limp admitted that it took some convincing from Bezos for him to make the move over to the space sector. My initial reaction was, it's not the right role for me because I'm not an aerospace engineer, he said, but he decided to take the leap of faith. Jeff felt that Blue Origin needed manufacturing expertise. It needed decisiveness. It needed a little bit of energy, Limp said. Limp has now been the CEO of Blue Origin for 9 months and counting. He took the reins from a prior leadership who had widely expanded the company's workforce and infrastructure, but had fallen years behind on several major programs and lost competitions for key government contracts. Like I just mentioned, SpaceX was busting Blue Origin's head wide open, taking all the contracts away. So now this is the thing that's really cool. Now this is the thing to actually notate. So the company said it's closer than ever to the long-awaited debut of its new Glenn rocket. Now, peep game, y'all. The New Glenn rocket is towering about 320 feet tall. The launch vehicle is advertised as lifting as much as 45,000 kilos or over 99,000 pounds to low Earth orbit, double that of SpaceX's workhorse Falcon 9 rocket. Like Falcon 9, New Glenn is designed to be partly reusable. Blue Origin aims to return and land the rocket's booster, its largest and most valuable section, to unlock the kind of cost and time efficiencies that SpaceX claims with its rockets. So we're going to go ahead and stop there and end it here. Y'all can read more about this later on. This news comes from CNBC. But look, y'all, they are trying to come from last place and trying to come all the way to first place. They're like, yo, if y'all were impressed with what Elon Musk and SpaceX just did a week ago, we're working on doing something with a rocket ship that's twice the size of theirs, which is crazy. I want to know from y'all in the comments, like, one, are any of y'all interested in the future, maybe being an entrepreneur, you know, basically being a CEO or being a leader from within a startup that's under the helm of another company? And two, what do y'all think about this? Do y'all think that Jeff Bezos, you know, the founder of Amazon, founder of AWS, founder of Blue Origin, which most people don't know about, do y'all believe that Jeff Bezos' company and this new CEO have what it takes to be able to overtake SpaceX? Do y'all think we're going to have like two really fire space companies that people are going to be choosing from to travel to Mars? I don't know. Find out the next exciting episode. No, I'm just playing. Let me stop. But Ash, what do you think about this? Have you kept up at all with Blue Origin? And do you think this will actually be some good competition for SpaceX?
Oh yeah, I mean, this is actually news to me, so my mind is blown, Cyrus. But I mean, to think of a company that can compete with SpaceX is absolutely insane. But even more so, I mean, their rocket is obviously more capable, more efficient, etc. So, I mean, it presents significant competition for SpaceX, which they've never had before. So I'm interested to see, how Elon takes it. I think, from a business standpoint, for reusable rockets and sending payloads to space or human cargo to space, Elon, obviously his goal is to repopulate, the planet, trying to bring people to Mars. And Blue Origin, I would be interested in exactly what their core business model would be. More so, for example, obviously they're collaborating with larger space organizations like NASA, for example, but I'll be interested to know, exactly what the implications of Blue Origin's goal would be. We also know that Elon Musk, he really dominates in Starlink. So, satellite tech, which is huge. And so, like, how do they plan to compete on that phase? Most definitely. I mean, this is absolutely insane news to me. I mean, I'm excited.
That's a great point you bring up because everything Elon Musk does, it seems completely disjointed, but eventually it all interconnects in some kind of way. Like Twitter, for example, a lot of people are like, yo, why would he, like, what does Twitter have to do with anything? Or like, why would he randomly go and buy Twitter of all things? Right. It's like Twitter is literally the number one news source in the world, which is crazy to think about. It's the number one news source in the world, the number one think tank platform in the world. So for him to like oversee that, he doesn't need a lot of these media companies, because a lot of media companies and ad companies, like, they don't rock with Elon Musk. Disney threatened Elon Musk, saying that if he didn't say certain things or do certain things, that they were no longer going to allow basically him to advertise on any of their platforms. And Elon Musk, it was early this year or late last year where he famously or infamously said, excuse my French, but he said they can go fuck themselves. He literally said it on stage at an event. And then the interviewer was like, it was a live event. And Elon Musk, the interviewer was like, oh, was I not supposed to say that? And he like followed up. He said, let me say it again. Anybody who's trying to blackmail us or trying to control us, with your advertisement dollars over advertisement, he said, go fuck yourselves. He literally said that. And so a lot of these companies and advertisers don't want to rock with Elon Musk for one reason or another. We're not going to get into the conspiracy stuff of the Illuminati or the people behind the scenes that try to control everything and even try to control these billionaires. Either way, Elon Musk owning Twitter, it gives him access to the largest advertisement platform, or one of the largest advertisement platforms in the world, to advertise whatever he wants. And then you look at something like SpaceX, and you look at the satellites that they have in space. And then you look at the fact of, you connect that with Starlink, and then you look at everything that's going on with Tesla. It's like it all seems disjointed, but it all interconnects and interweaves in some kind of way. Versus, and I didn't even think about this, you brought it up, Ash, versus Jeff Bezos. It's like, like we know how Amazon and AWS, how that relates, because Amazon, if for those that don't know what AWS is the largest cloud provider in the world. What is the cloud? The cloud is where everything that's digitally is stored. So this stream that's happening, once this stream ends, it's going to get saved to the platform we're on right now called StreamYard. How is StreamYard able to save it? Well, they don't save it. They're using either AWS, Microsoft Azure. They're using some cloud provider for this to be stored on, because it costs money to store things. Even our subscription with this platform, depending on how much storage we want to have, that determines how much we have to pay this platform. But the money isn't all going to them. It's helping them pay for the cloud provider as well. That being said, we get how Amazon, which is an online store, needs AWS because that's where they store all of their data. But the question is how does Blue Origin correlate? I wonder if Blue Origin correlates because Amazon wants to be able to ship large quantities to other countries where they don't have and this is random. I don't know. I want to know from y'all, because Ash brought up a really good point and she has me thinking. What do y'all think? Do y'all what could be the reason of Blue Origin? Because it's so disjointed. And I'm gonna tell y'all this: most billionaires, most of them don't start a random side spin-off project unless in some kind of way it either correlates to what they're already doing, or they're just so rich they just don't care anymore. They just want to do something else on the side just because it is kind of a poor person's thing to try to have 4 or 5 different businesses. We always hear, rich people have all these sources of income, but the truth is people become rich usually from 1 or 2 sources, and then later on they start getting other stuff. But it's not the other stuff that makes them rich. It's just other things they're doing. So I wonder, I don't know. I want to know from y'all in the comments, because Ash, you really brought up a great point. I'm like, dang, this does seem kind of random.
Yeah, we have some great comments here.
Oh yeah, it is a lot in here. Let's see what y'all are saying. Okay, I love it. Y'all talking to each other in the comments. Yo, Mr. Urban World says Jeff Bezos looks like the villain from DC Lex Luthor. Yo, he really does. And people talk about his evil laugh. He has a really big, crazy, obnoxious laugh. I read his book, and in his book they reference his laugh a lot in his book. I'm starting to realize that. So how they be selling that it's all mindset, that's only half of these billionaires be toxic as hell. Oh yeah, they be toxic, petty, all that stuff. I ain't gonna lie, if I was a billionaire, I'd be petty too. I'd be having a little bit of fun. I would be taking shots at other billionaires, but for me, it'd just be fun. It'd just be just to play around and talk junk. Will it land like theirs? Yeah, so that's the idea of them having reusable rockets. Because I can't say if it'll land exactly like theirs. I'm assuming it would, because I don't know a better way to land something that big unless you got some type of chopsticks to catch it. Notary says he has the money and the connection, so maybe that is true. Those are facts. I mean, Jeff Bezos, it's weird because they're 2 polar opposite billionaires. Jeff Bezos is very conservative. He networks a lot. He goes to a lot of corporate, high-level corporate events. He's just different. He has one woman. Of course, he probably has some playthings on the side, but he has one woman. Elon Musk has, I think, 3 or 4 baby mamas. He has, I think, 9 children. People don't notice. Elon Musk is he got 4 baby mamas. He popping the kids out. And Elon Musk is messy. One of his baby mamas is the ex-wife of Sergey Brin. And Sergey Brin is one of the founders of Google. Elon Musk used to sleep on their couch while they were married. So the fact that Elon Musk ended up going and getting her pregnant later is a little wild. But anyway, let's get back to the comments. Let's get off the drama and get back to the comments. All right, so with all these rockets that these billionaires are building, is it something that we are missing? Is it some type of 2012 world ending that's going on? Yeah, so Elon Musk, to Ash's point, Elon Musk does believe in order for humanity to survive, we need to become an interplanetary species, which is literally a quote from him. He believes that. We don't know about Jeff Bezos, like his reason for the rocket ships. Elon Musk wants to get humans to Mars, I think by 2050 or something like that. He wants us to start taking trips to Mars and stuff. So yeah, but it's supposed to be for everybody. I don't know. I don't know how much people got to pay for it, or if you just get on it for free, if the government funds it, or what that's gonna look like. Michael says, I believe we have multiple space companies here in Vegas. There have been lots of movement and talks as well as land development near Reno for rocket engine development. It's so interesting that when a company like SpaceX comes and they shake everything up, how it inspires other people to get into that market as well. I'm sure there are a lot of different space companies that we just don't even know about and don't hear about that are popping up. Just like the AI chip boom. Like we talk about companies like NVIDIA, but they're not the only AI chip maker. I have friends that have their own AI chip company, which is crazy. It's like, yo, that's impressive. So, but it's something that we should all truly like look to and be inspired by and realize that we don't have to think, oh, because of Jeff Bezos, Elon, and NASA, we can't do it too. JD says the opportunities that will come about this will be huge. Yeah, we don't even know the businesses that are going to be created from this. The same way when like Apple, when Apple came out with the iPhone and simultaneously created the iOS store, which to us now is normal, but we have to realize how revolutionary that was. The iPhone created tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of businesses that wouldn't exist had the iPhone never came out. Because once the iPhone came out and they created the iOS store, which of course it inspired Android to have their smartphone and have their Google Play store. Think about all of the businesses that thrive off of their mobile apps that never would have existed had Apple never came along the scene. So we realized, so to the comment, I'm saying this to address the comment, which I love it. We don't know that the tens of thousands of businesses, the millionaires and billionaires, and some of this is y'all, like many of y'all that are here that are watching this. The reason why we have these conversations is for you to realize, yo, to watch what's happening, because there could be $1 billion opportunity for you with the technology that's being created that hasn't been tapped into yet. You could find a lane in the market that doesn't even exist based off technology that hasn't came out yet. So y'all, when we think like there's no opportunity for wealth or everything is over, there are constantly more opportunities for wealth that are happening. So look, y'all, I've been talking a lot about this topic. I'm excited about it. Woo TV says Elon, the NBA young boy of billionaires. Yo, all these billionaires got rapper alter egos. Jeff just old as hell. That's hilarious. And Jeff is doing everything to de-age himself. He's doing a lot to de-age himself. What's funny is that Jeff Bezos looks better now in his what is he, early 60s or late 50s. He looks better now than he did 20 years ago. Like seriously, go back and look at Jeff Bezos when he first became a billionaire. He looked like a little like sweezy, like little nerd. And now he looks like Lex Luthor, where Lex Luthor is bald and rich and older, but he like Jack though. So y'all are hilarious in the comments. Look, we got some more news to talk about. I'm interested to see the next topic that Ash has for us. Ash, I guess what are some of your quick thoughts over the comments? And then after that, we'd love to transition over to your topic.
Yeah, I mean, I love this and also love some of the comments here. I mean, Notary World says Elon has to chill out because the feds are watching him. We'll see how that turns out because you know what he's doing in the election. Also, Orion Peter made an excellent point here, okay? And so definitely have to highlight this. He says, Blue Origin is after two things in space to be profitable. Number one, they want to be the first to be able to identify the asteroid early warning system. And two, they want to be able to mine that piece of rock, and then be in their bag with massive amounts of asteroid value and materials, minerals. I mean, that's true. That's very, very true. And I love that because it's very, very insightful. So excellent engagement here. And let's get into the next topic. So we're going to be covering some benefits for creators here. So for all of you content creators, we have some exciting news for Midjourney, okay, which used to be a closed platform where you had to kind of learn how to or know how to code a little bit, but now it's open source for everybody to be able to apply their creativity. All right, so here we go. Okay, so there's a new Midjourney editor, you guys. This is kind of surface level. This is the beginning of us being able to create hyper realistic content. Yeah, I can pull it up
My
here.
bad, that was accident.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Let's see. All right, well, let's try this again. Okay, here it goes, you guys. Okay, so all you content creators, listen up. Okay, we have Midjourney. As you guys already know, if you've tried to use Midjourney, you had to kind of know a little bit about programming just to even generate some of these cool, high quality images. But now they have a new image editing tool, and this is retexturing. Okay, and this is kind of like, okay, surface level. This is the beginning of Midjourney taking this next creative step. So if you look at this picture, of course, you can kind of see how you can take one image and create anything from one image. All right. So we've seen how things are really getting crazy with cinematics in the movie industry. And so now perhaps we could even apply this in our own individual realities. Okay. And so as you guys can see here, this is a nice high def picture here. And so what they plan to do is essentially let anyone on the web edit images with AI. And so, this is pretty standard, but nonetheless, what they're planning on really doing is releasing their upgraded web tool that's going to allow users to edit and upload any image from the web using their platform, Midjourney, and really focusing on generative AI. So they're focusing on really being able to retexture objects, repaint colors and details, etc. And so it's really just going to kind of empower creators and users. And so as you guys can see here, we start off with the cool little red vibe, and then we get into the cool little green vibe. And so, it's something small, it's baby steps, but nonetheless, we can see how they're really taking intricacies of images and really coming down to the details of it and being able to change an image from the deepest level. Okay. And so, we're getting into just like the summary of this and how business owners can benefit. We're really looking at how creative professionals and marketing teams are going to be able to create polished visuals that are going to align with brand identity. And this is going to help you to reduce time and cost associated with all traditional editing processes. As we already know, it takes forever. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of money for production. And so now this is more freedom than ever, more opportunity than ever. And so start to ask yourself, how could you use maybe this tool or others to streamline your image editing workflow? Or how could you even leverage AI enhanced editing tools to enable you to produce higher quality content faster? Okay, we can automate almost everything, and the creative process is also automated. And so our last topic is going to be covering kind of the White House's latest AI national security directive. Finally, they are taking steps to be able to secure and protect our nation when it comes down to AI. And so we'll get into those details, but I want to pass it off to Cyrus because I know he has some more exciting news to share.
It's about time.
I know, right? Like finally.
I think the only thing the government has ever moved slower on than AI is probably them regulating everything with social media. And I honestly think they learned from their mistake with taking too long to regulate stuff with social media. Let me know in the chat for everybody that saw how a few years ago, it's probably 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, how the government brought all these tech, not all these tech billionaires, but they brought these social media billionaires on trial. They had Mark Zuckerberg on trial wearing a suit. They had Tim Cook. They had
Sam Altman.
Yeah, Sam Altman. Well, that was super recent, but Sam Altman. Who else? They had the CEO of Google. I can't remember how to pronounce his name. He's an Indian gentleman. They had the CEO of Google, and I don't think they had Twitter people on there. I don't think they did. But anyway, they literally had all them on trial. Like it was like a trial, all of them at the same time. But it mind you, like social media really took off like 12, 14 years ago. Like early, like around 2012-ish is when it really took off. So it's like, dang, it took y'all 10 plus years before y'all started regulating this thing. And really the government realized, dang, these social media platforms are more powerful than us. Yeah. And so now it's probably one of the first times in history where billionaires not only had more money, but they also had the control to have more influence on like the younger generation, older generation than even the government did because of social media. And so honestly, I really think they learned their lesson, because even though it took them longer than it should have, they definitely jumped on this. They like, because I mean, what is it? When did the AI boom really start to happen? I think it was what, 2 years ago now. So it's like, all right, it took them almost 2 years for them to like be like, all right, let's go ahead and like put some stuff in order with this. So that's interesting.
Jay says, thank you for confirming the name, Satya Nadella from Microsoft.
Excuse me. No, yeah, he's with Microsoft. Satya Nadella's with Microsoft, or is he the Google CEO? Because I know Google was on trial. I don't know if Microsoft CEO was on trial, because the trial was mainly about social media and search, which Microsoft, I mean, they have Bing, but I don't think the government would care about Bing at the time. I think Bing only had like a 2% market share. Google CEO. No, I knew that wasn't it. Sundar Pichai.
Sundar. Yeah.
Yeah, Sundar. Yeah, because Microsoft CEO, he's a really great CEO, but he's not as popular as Sundar is. Not really sure why, but Sundar is like a pretty popular dude.
Yes,
they are in fact where they are. Yeah. So Orion says they only did it after election results were being altered. Ooh, that's true. That is very true. That's very true. You said Twitter was there. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Thank you for that, Samuel. Samuel says Twitter was on trial as well. Thank you for that. Hey, look, y'all. Correct me. Correct me if I'm wrong. We want the right information. We want the right facts. I don't want no fake facts or fake news out here. All right, good stuff. Yeah, but to the other news, Ash, that you had shared. Look, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna tell y'all all my mind was thinking. So going back to the other piece of news where she was showing the update with who was it? Midjourney, where Midjourney has now have open source. I don't know if y'all that aren't developers understand how big a deal that is. An open source model. Think of it this way. Apple, for example, no one else can make an iPhone. Only Apple can make an iPhone. Now, someone can make a hardware that looks like an iPhone, but the software is not going to be able to do the things that an iPhone technology or Apple technology can do. The reason why is because they have what's called a closed source model, where technically speaking, you don't have access to some of the things that you'll need in order to be able to, you don't have access to some of the tools or features to be able to do some of the stuff their software can do. Versus Android. Android is an open source model. That's why you have Samsung making Androids, you have Huawei making Androids, you have a variety of companies that are making Androids because their technology is open source. Almost anyone could come in and you could make your own kind of sort of version, your own Frankenstein version of the Android mobile software. Midjourney making themselves open source. This is like if you're a developer, you can go in, because again, the thing with AI, ChatGPT, things like this, it gives us the illusion of being developers where it does stuff for us. But realistically, with a lot of these platforms, we can't go in as a developer and alter certain things ourselves. But what Midjourney is doing is groundbreaking. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna stop all the technical talk, and I'm gonna just talk to y'all like a real dude. All my mind thought about when I saw this was finally the dating playing field is gonna be even for the fellas. Because fellas, the ladies have been destroying us because they've been able to get over on us with Photoshop and with filters. Fellas, if you a dude and now you want to have a picture in front of a Lamborghini, or you want to have pictures and videos of you on a yacht looking like you super rich, you can have pictures and videos of you walking around in your mansion. You could look like Ty Lopez and be like, just standing here in my garage. This is my two Ferraris. Fellas, you will be able to be that guy now thanks to Midjourney. That the catfish dating playing field is even, y'all. I love it. I love this for us. Let's go. Let's go. I don't have to look. I'm gonna just go back to Atlanta. I'm gonna look like I'm in Columbia, but I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna be chilling in my closet in Atlanta, y'all. It's all good now. It's all good, fellas. We here. We made it.
That's hilarious. Oh my God. Oh man. But excellent points. And, I think one of the topics that we started off with was how NVIDIA is collaborating with a huge company to really get into and expand AI in India specifically. And so I think when it comes down to finally, the United States trying to take steps, we have to think of how we're competing on the world stage. And so we're competing now with India, we're competing with Asia, and the US. I mean, well, I say that we're surely not, too far at the forefront. I believe personally that, Asia is a lot further. I think that it speaks for itself with their robotics and systems. However, it's time for us to catch up, and it's time for us to be able to leverage the freedoms that we have and opportunities as individuals with our free nation and really make something of it and to continue to build. Okay. And so our conclusion is that any of us can build now to create a better world and future. And so now, let's all just kind of get to it. But let's kind of get into this latest topic of the latest security directive. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have a few people here now, including Kamala, Biden, a few other key members of our nation. And so we're starting to have having meetings on artificial intelligence. It looks real nice, aesthetic. We hope that the conversations are really going to have true massive amounts of impact instead of just baseline conversations. Okay, but they're starting here with essentially this national security directive memorandum that's going to help maintain the Pentagon and intelligence agencies to enhance AI integration in their operations. Also, the directive is going to help them to address national security threats and strengthen the U.S.'s stance on AI to use in defensive. Okay, and so to use in defense. Okay, and so we already know, we're kind of on a combative plane right now, where other countries are leveraging AI and technology, hacking into our systems. Russia is huge. And so with this in particular, and so they're finally, it seems like it's a little late, but they're finally taking those steps. So we can be confident in that. Yay, we can be protected and have further security. And so as a business owner, what you can look forward to is that now that they're kind of pushing this AI in government, we're going to be able to lead with increased investment and development in secure AI solutions. Okay, so indirectly, you're going to be able to benefit from a private sector cybersecurity kind of place through better technology transfer. So as a business owner, you can look forward to having more secure systems. And again, we don't want to put everything into the government's hands. We can also take control as individuals as well. And so start to think to yourself, how can you increase national focus on AI security to encourage or prioritize AI for your own security strategies, because you want to make sure that everything that you do is secure. And also you want to think of how AI in government is really going to influence you in the private sector to approach AI deployment. So there are certain limitations for companies and organizations. We've already seen, like Cyrus mentioned earlier, how they're kind of, on the neck of Meta, on the neck of these large social media companies trying to control how much really influence they have in our nation. And so one of these upcoming future conversations is going to be TikTok. So TikTok, I saw a headline where they say that TikTok, as soon as January in 2025, that TikTok is going to be, discontinued, demolished from use in the United States. And so
Wow.
yeah. And so they were in conversations of that, but now we're getting closer to a definitive date. And so what does that mean for content creators? That's going to change everything, because most people, if you're a creator or a business owner, you're leveraging TikTok, you're leveraging, that consumer client base. So most definitely very, very interesting. And that kind of concludes the news that we have though for today. So yeah.
Go ahead.
No, just some of the comments are real funny.
What y'all talking about? Oh, that's you ain't lied. Even on I've never seen AI profile pics. What's up with OpenAI's Sora? As you know, any updates with that?
Yeah, so I'm not even sure if they released Sora yet to the public, but nonetheless, there are Chinese companies that are overseas that are way ahead of the game, and their platforms are already readily available for use. So Sora right now is kind of exclusive. They only have certain individuals that they're allowing to access their platform. But eventually, I don't know exactly when they're going to release it to the public, but there are platforms out there now that are competing with OpenAI Sora that are currently available to everyone. But another huge another huge news that we need to cover today, okay, is that ChatGPT 5, I know Cyrus, you heard about this too, but ChatGPT 5 is expected to come out as soon as next month, November to December.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. AGI, okay, are we there yet? Are we getting there? Because whoa, okay.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. ChatGPT, they are the future of these tech companies. When I say the future, I'm not talking about future in the sense that like they're ahead of time. I mean like they are the rapper Future. How Future always dropping mixtapes after mixtapes after mixtapes. Like Apple out here saying, "Oh, you got to wait a year for us to give you an update on the iPhone, for us to release a new iPhone." ChatGPT, like, bro, we about to drop a new model every 2-3 months on y'all heads. Every time we have a breakthrough, we gonna drop a new one on y'all. That's crazy.
It is. I mean, it's insane, you guys. The goal of OpenAI, it's not even AGI, artificial general intelligence. It's ASI, which is artificial super intelligence. Okay. So, I mean, we're getting to a future where we're going to have not only these AI robots walking around as soon as 2025 in the beginning, but they're also going to have their own intelligence, and they're going to be able to build other robots and build their own systems and continue to advance and evolve as human-like systems, eh? So
that's where it's gonna be crazy, because right now, so Tech is the New Black. Right now, our qualifier for our boot camp is AI. I mentioned it last week, but I have an employee where his job is called AI parenting, where he has to oversee the AI, make tweaks to it, train it. You have to train AI on like how you want it to respond, how you want us to do certain things. And it's crazy to think that eventually we can have AI, instead of me having a person that's overlooking the AI, it could be an AI that's training and building other AIs, where it's like, that's my manager. My manager is an AI that's managing the other AIs. This is about to be crazy, y'all. This is about to be wild.
It really is. It really is. And so we have a question here I want to make on that. So C. Muhammad asked, what other alternative platforms are there available? So if you're looking at alternative platforms to Sora, you probably already heard of like Minimax, that's already available, and Vidu AI. So and there are others as well, like that are US run, but perhaps they may not be, the best quality. But I mean, the Asian companies are definitely ahead in quality and production as well. So I mean, most definitely it's helpful to keep an eye out for the overseas development, because they're already ahead. So also Notary Worlds, I prefer ChatGPT over Gemini. That's a great point. I have to try out alternative. I love ChatGPT, and so one of the goals is just to try out these alternative platforms, and most definitely a lot of other benefits for automation as well. So like Claude, I've heard, is like dominating for automation. But Brandon asked, what are those glasses? These are the exclusive Nova X smart glasses. Okay, we've already heard of the Meta Orion glasses. We've heard of Apple's smart glasses that are coming out, which Apple actually recently discontinued their smart glasses. So we are here to really take the opportunity to provide people with yes.
I did not know
they dropped
Apple
out the game. They dropped out. So yes which is crazy, which is pretty insane. But nonetheless, like their product, they were trying to charge people over $3,000 for a bulky headset. Like people want the technology, but like over $3,000.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Apple, I don't know what's up with Apple. Like I like Tim Cook a lot as a CEO, because he's not an inventor like like Steve Jobs was. He is a better CEO because Apple runs more efficiently with him. And this is known because I read Steve Jobs' book, and even Steve Jobs, he felt insecure that when he got sick, the first time he got sick, and he had to like leave Apple and leave it in the hands of Tim Cook. Tim Cook was just this chief marketing officer. That the board decided that Tim Cook would take it over while while Steve Jobs was sick. When Steve Jobs came back, Apple was running better, more efficiently. They were making more money, and it really made him feel insecure. And if anybody knows anything about Steve Jobs, he was a genius, but Steve Jobs was incredibly egotistical. And he liked feeling like he was better than everybody, taking the credit for everything. The only reason why Steve Jobs didn't like hate Tim Cook was because Tim Cook was so humble and he really looked up to Steve Jobs. So even though Tim Cook was performing better, he was like looking at Steve Jobs like a mentor, and he just was giving him all his flowers. So Steve Jobs was kind of like, all right, I guess I like you. And so when he was basically on his deathbed and he passed, he passed over Apple to Tim Cook, he was happy to do so. That being said, Apple is making more money with Tim Cook. They're more profitable. It's less of a headache working at Apple, and the executives fight a lot less. But in terms of the technology, the advancements, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, man, you hate to say it, but it's like sometimes for things to really be revolutionary and breakthrough, it has to be a bit chaotic. It has to be a little bit chaotic. And at least that's just based on what I'm looking at. But that's unfortunate. That's so crazy they would drop out of that game. Like, okay, if they don't have this, I'm gonna be real. I'm like, yo, this was the only saving grace that I was happy for Apple for, because Apple gave up on their self-driving car. They had to deal with Honda, where they were working on the self-driving car. Y'all let me know in the chat if any of y'all were keeping up with that. They dropped out of the self-driving autonomous vehicle race. They just keep dropping out of stuff. And this was something that this is something that's in their lane. The self-driving car wasn't in their lane. This is their lane. It's technology where people can talk on the phone, they can communicate. Like Apple is literally they're about computers and they're about phones. This is literally a computer and a phone in one on your face. It's like, why would they stop it? I don't even know. This is crazy. I can't believe this. You caught me completely off guard with this news.
Yeah. I mean, it's a massive, problem on the market for just like bulky headsets, and the price point is a problem. And so they would have to find the ultimate streamlined solution, which we have done. And so JD says better not be no $3,000, and it's not. It's very, very reasonable. And so we're opening up to just really providing people with products that are engineered to empower them. Okay, so like right now with these Nova X glasses, what you can do with them is work on the go, entertainment on the go, play on the go, and game on the go. Okay, so you're not limited just for your screen. You're not going to have tech neck and you're just like constantly looking down. You can keep your head up and be productive. Okay, Brandon says he wants a pair. He says, damn, I want a pair. You know what, let's talk. I'm gonna send
I bought my pair. Y'all are gonna see me pair. You know what, Ash, I'm gonna be real. I actually think, like, once I get my pair, I actually want us to do these streams. I'm gonna want to wear mine while we're doing this stream. That'll be a lot of, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm hating. I'm looking at you. I'm like, dang, man, I want mine right now.
I got you. Yes. And it's super exclusive, you guys. It's super exclusive. And so we want to be able to, speak to people who are going to be at the forefront of this technology. And so we want to open up conversations. And so if you are interested, then I'm definitely, open to conversations as well. But this is the future, and it's super, super exciting. Now that we have the opportunity that Apple dropped out, Better Boost. Yeah, Better Boost is coming to the stage.
Exactly. Yeah. Better, you know what? Hey, look, I'm gonna be real, y'all. Apple probably dropped out because they found out, they heard whispers about Better Boost, and they was like, we might as well just go ahead and drop out the race. Like we can't take on Meta and Better Boost at the same time. We might as well just stop. Get out the game.
That's funny. We can all wish. But man, this stream has been probably one of the most exciting, you guys. So I just want to thank you all for being here. Thank you so much, Cyrus, with all of the excellent points. And so just as far as like a few other comments, we want to make sure that we highlight everyone's engagement here. So Let's see. JD said I would quicker invest than, okay, so he would quickly invest in Better Boot. Happy to discuss this. You know what, you guys, if you want to discuss the future, I'm going to include my Calendly link. So I can show you a demo. I can show you how it works, and we can have conversations about it. Like I said, it's super exclusive. So we're only working with initial people who are at the forefront of the future. Okay. So if that's you, tap in. Also, Brandon says I have the vision glasses, and he did not like them. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this technology, it's a fine line, because most people don't want something that's like gonna really affect their day to day. So, like, for example, like if you have those bulky headsets, like you can't interact with your reality because you're just like immersed in that world, and like it has its pros and it has its cons. And then for Meta, for example, I mean, anywho, we don't have to get into that, but we'll cover the rest of the conversation. So C. Muhammad said we should use AI to build a Wakanda-like civilization. Yes, Wakanda forever. Yes, that's the goal. That's the goal, just to integrate and empower our people with this technology. I love that. JD says the business mindset versus the elite brilliant mindset. Absolutely. Well, we need a little combination of both. Woo TV says wearables definitely in for real, much needed. Absolutely. Wearables are going to be the future, and our goal at Better Boost is to be again at the forefront of that. So this is just the beginning, you guys. This is just the prototype for maximizing your day to day, but we're evolving into some super exciting technology that's going to change the game. Our goal is to compete with Meta. So you probably saw how, with Meta, you can have, face-to-face translation, et cetera. I don't want to speak too much on what we're developing right now, but we're going to be developing even more advanced technologies, and it's super exciting. So we're starting here, you guys. We're starting with the Nova X, and then we're continually going to get better, right? So Steve says, Obey Jahar says, Steve was about design and aesthetic. Yes, like Steve Jobs, he was obviously one of the greatest innovators of our time. And I feel like Steve Jobs would never allow something like discontinuing the latest innovation technology. I mean, Tim Cook, he's trying his best, but Steve would never do such a thing. And Woo TV says, no, Better Boost is pioneering shit for real. Definitely respect it. Thank you, Woo TV. And yeah, JD referring to Apple headsets. You'll look into what we're referring to. Great. Would love to connect. And C. Muhammad, last but not least, says, I will use AI daily as an engineer, or he says, I use AI daily as an engineer to supercharge my work. So it's possible. Yes, absolutely. So most of us here work in tech. So, we need multiple screens to even maximize productivity. And so instead of you having to, like I said, tech neck, be head down, you could be outside, just working with your with your phone or with like your computer on the side. Also with privacy. Okay, so like right now my screen isn't showing right now. This is just the high def screen that I'm looking at. And so if you're traveling, Cyrus, he's traveling, he's about to head to the DR, it's a solution. It's the ultimate solution. So thank you guys.
Hey y'all, this was great, y'all. So much news to talk about. Hey, look, y'all, we're gonna be here again same time next week. If you're not in our tech wealth community, where we have different updates on news. One of our team members, Nina, every single day she's dropping different pieces of tech news. So if you don't want to wait on the news, if you want to get updates on the tech news, you can join the community. If you're someone who's looking to break into the tech industry, we have a QA as well as a tech sales boot camp within our program. For those of y'all that are interested, all you have to do is just go to the techisthenewblack.com website. You could choose either QA or tech sales. If you don't know which one, we have a quiz to help guide you towards the right decision. Make sure that you mention to our qualifying team that have to kind of qualify you and make sure that you're a good fit for the program. Make sure that you mention to them, if you are qualified, that you came through ASH, so that way you're able to get a 10% discount from the program. So make sure that you mention ASH, that you mention that you attended the string. Aside from that, y'all, this is a good time. Had a lot of fun, some crazy news. I got some news today that I didn't even know about. Really amazing. And aside from that, y'all, love y'all and hope y'all have a beautiful and blessed weekend.
Yes. Quentin says Wakanda on the way. Period. You guys know it. Have a great one.